Hey, I'm Jess Lahey. I'm the author of the New York Times bestselling The Gift of Failure: How the Best Parents Learn to Let Go So Their Children Can Succeed, and The Addiction Inoculation: Raising Healthy Kids in a Culture of Dependence. I was a teacher for 20 years, every grade from 6th to 12th, although my heart lies in middle school. I am a woman in recovery. I have 10 years of recovery from alcohol use disorder. I am the mother of 2 kids who were born with a genetic predisposition for substance use disorder, and I taught for 5 years in an alcohol recovery program for adolescents. My job now, my commitment now, is to addressing the current crisis in adolescent mental health and to help kids understand that they don't need to turn to substances in order to deal with these big feelings that they've been having, whether that's anxiety, depression, some of the stuff that we've been dealing with, especially since COVID. So my job now is to travel the world and talk about how evidence-based prevention works. We know it works. We know also that the longer we can delay use in kids, the longer we can protect their brain during this incredibly precious and delicate period of development from puberty until the early to mid-20s. The longer we can delay kids' first use of drugs and alcohol, the lower their lifelong risk for substance use disorder becomes. That's where I come in. I get to travel around the world and give kids the tools in order to delay their first use, in order to have refusal skills, in order to understand how their brain works and why adolescent substance use is so much more dangerous than substance use in adulthood. I also get to teach educators, do professional development sessions around the intersection of the gift of failure and the addiction inoculation, helping them understand not only what works best for learning and education, but also how that intersects with preventing substance use in kids. We tend to delay education-based substance use prevention programs too far into the process. If we're waiting until high school, we're waiting too late. And of all of the high schools in this country, only 57% of them have any substance use prevention program at all. And of that 57%, only 10% are based on any kind of evidence of efficacy. And we can do so much better. As I mentioned, evidence-based substance use prevention programs work. We know they work. They have been proven by objective third parties for their efficacy, and that's where I get to teach about which programs works and which ones don't. I also get to talk to parents and give them takeaways and scripts and tools for talking about substance use with their kids. This is a topic that's really scary, not just for educators, but for parents. But here's the thing. The more we talk about it and the earlier we start in childhood, the less scary that topic becomes. I give you scripts. I give you tips for talking to kids at every stage of their development, from preschool and kindergarten all the way up into the time when they leave us to go away to college. And no, that's not too late to be talking about substance and substance use disorder in kids. As I mentioned, we know what works. The earlier we start, the better. The time to start is now. So let's get started. I hope I have the opportunity to visit your school district or your nonprofit, your community, because we do have the power to create a new community standard, whether that's in our family, in our schools, in our larger communities, cities, and states, around substance use and what that should look like going forward in the future. So thank you so much, and I hope I have the opportunity to meet you in person someday.